Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the Lakers beating the Cavaliers, and then we also touched on where Bronny James could land if he decides to stay in the NBA draft. And now we are going to be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and how they have a serious opportunity to return to Dallas. I had no idea that they were ever in Dallas.
This is way before your time and my time too.
I
They
had no
used to be
idea.
they used to be the Dallas Texans before they moved to Kansas City.
Oh.
That was way back when you were a zygote.
A zygote. Before I was ever a twinkle in the eye.
Yes, this is way back in the day. I don't even know how. Look up the Dallas Texans and see if you can see what year they moved. But this was a long time ago. But there has been talk about a lot of people wanting another team in Dallas. That Dallas can support a second football team.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that has been talked about is, could they get an expansion team? Could they get a team to move there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden, that measure didn't pass for that stadium improvement. And remember what I told you? If
Somebody
if
else.
you don't want to pay,
Somebody else will.
somebody else will line up and pay.
See, I just don't. So, okay, so if they move to Dallas, are they going to change their name back, or are they going to say the Chiefs? The
Well,
Dallas
okay.
Chiefs? Sounds dumb.
Well, okay. First off,
Because
we
they're
don't
already.
we don't want to make any assumption that they're going to move, because I don't want anyone getting upset and sending us hate mail, because the Kansas City Chiefs are a very popular franchise.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the fact that the measure didn't pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's a week later. There's already teams and groups putting together,
Mm-hmm.
trying to come up with ways to entice the Chiefs to
Mm-hmm.
pack up their arrows and all their feathers and their Patrick Mahomes action figurines and ship them south.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
People will, that's, these teams have their cities over a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get them a stadium, they will move.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to the St. Louis Rams. Now they're the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened to the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the Dallas Texans. They became the Kansas City Chiefs. Could they go back to being the Dallas Texans again?
Mm-hmm.
Could they go back to becoming the Dallas Chiefs? Doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
But it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about it. Once upon a time, everyone, when you start thinking about football history, it was the Baltimore Colts. The Baltimore Colts. No one ever thought the Baltimore Colts would ever leave. They're entrenched in NFL history. In your lifetime, you don't even know about the Baltimore Colts
Yeah, I don't
because
even
they're
know who the heck the Baltimore Colts are.
that's the Indianapolis Colts now. They're the Indianapolis Colts. And the concept of even thinking about the Baltimore Colts is crazy to someone
Mm-hmm.
else. Even looking around and saying the Cleveland Cardinals, or now the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
They used to be the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
These teams will move if you do not give them what they want. And for the voters, they just look at it as, this billionaire owner has all this money.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he go out and fund the stadium? He's worth billions of dollars. Go
Right.
buy yourself, get your own damn stadium. right?
Right.
But the alternative is they voted down. Other billionaires will say, hey, we want a team in our city. Or, hey, we want 2 teams in our city.
Yeah.
You know, come on down. And that's the thing where groups are in trouble. This sounds crazy, but until a city actually comes together and thinks about this and say, you know what? We, the city, want to buy a franchise. That's the only way it's going to protect from this ever happening. There's only one city that owns their team, and that's the Green Bay Packers. And you're never going to hear about the Green Bay Packers moving because of a measure doesn't pass, because the city owns it. As long as there's private owners, there's going to be this issue. And it doesn't matter what your history is. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the past one of the great NFL franchises, and right now is the NFL franchise. And someone in Dallas is already looking at them and like, man, maybe we can have them move. We'll be happy. We got Jerry World over here. We might as well build another campus over here.
See, that's what throws me off a little bit, is just because, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, all you hear about is the Dallas Cowboys. Like, you know, that's America's sweetheart, the Dallas Cowboys. So it just seems a little odd to have another team in Dallas when they already have such a big franchise with the Dallas Cowboys. That just seems a little weird.
Let me throw something at you.
Okay.
Baseball. You think about the New York Yankees. That's the biggest brand in all of baseball. One of the biggest brands in all of sports in the world is the New York Yankees, right?
Yes.
The New York Mets is just right across town in the same city.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You know, the Rams are in Los Angeles.
You got the Chargers,
but
too.
So are the Chargers. You see where I'm coming from?
It's just Kansas City Chiefs. It's got a nice little ring to it. And so the
because
Dallas
you're used to
Chiefs,
hearing it.
You're
used to hearing it. And you know what? I don't even want to. I mean, it's one of those things. This is a fun conversation to have. Could the Chiefs move to Dallas? And that should be our tagline for this clip. Should the Chiefs move to Dallas? Question mark. Because it is a question. You don't. The Dallas market could easily afford and support 2 teams. If the Chiefs went to Dallas right now and they built a stadium, matter of fact, they built a stadium right beside the Dallas Cowboys stadium. You don't understand. I mean, like side by side with the same door. If everyone going to the same door, they sell out both stadiums all day, every day.
Walk back and forth, you know, depending on when the games are scheduled. You got the Dallas Cowboys game first. Okay, here's the question, though. Here's the question.
One would probably be in somewhere in Dallas. The Cowboys are in Arlington.
Right, but
that's probably what happened.
If they would, I guess, even if they were in the same city, not even like next door, what stadium would they play in if they played against each other?
No, it'd be just home games, away games.
But so they're both home.
No, your home. You have your home stadium. It's kind of like the Jets. Now, see,
home.
It gets here's a one that gets even crazier. The New York Jets are an AFC East team. The New York Giants are a NFC East team. They both have stadiums in New Jersey, and it's the same stadium.
New Jersey.
So the Jets and the Giants both play in the exact same stadium. And if it's a home game and the Jets came to play the Giants, the Giants would be considered the home team, and the Jets would be the away team, even though they're in the same stadium.
Stupid.
Yes, and vice versa. If the Giants, if it was a home game for the Jets, and they were playing the Giants, the Jets would be the home team.
That's dumb.
Or the Chargers, who rents space at the LA Rams stadium, SoFi Stadium.
Damn, the Chargers can't afford their own stadium.
They rent space. You know, they got landlords to pay. But listen, that shows you how much money it is. The Chargers left their old stadium to rent space in the Rams stadium because it's a better situation to be in a major market like LA than it is in San Diego. That shows you how important these stadiums are. But if the Chargers were home and they just so happened were playing the Rams would be the visitor in their own stadium. You got to keep pace with all this. But there's the game. You should just. It's crazy to say this, but even when a team builds a new team, a stadium, they should just keep a small tax set aside that just goes into escrow building, because the minute that stadium is done, you got about 20 years before that next stadium is ready. You're gonna need a new stadium.
Yeah.
Like every 20 years. So it's just, city should just go ahead and just say, we got a 20-year tax bill already set. We're gonna tear this new stadium we just built back in 2000. We just might as well just build them. We're gonna renovate that in 2020 anyway. You just might as well just have a renovation clause, and it's getting to that rate. It's getting to that point because these teams are wanting new stadiums, and they can demand anything. So had to throw that in there as an added feature.
I'm excited to see who else is going to be like, yo, Kansas City Chiefs, we'll do this for you.
I'm hoping
start throwing money at them.
I'm hoping that because Dallas is a scary one, because Dallas can easily support two teams. There's no problem with them supporting two teams. So they would build them a stadium. They would give them everything they want. That's a dangerous threat. And I'm hoping that the city kind of sees this, and that they'll come around, and the next vote they'll get their stadium.
Yeah.
This by the end of next year, I predict that the city of Kansas City is going to come around and pass this, because the alternative is they'll leave. And the owner, you can kind of tell they're like, everything's on the table. That's that veiled threat. Like, listen, it's possible we could move if you don't get us the funding we need for our stadium. That was a hollow threat initially. That's we threatened that we could possibly move. Everything's on the table, just to scare them into putting together a proposition that will pass, so that they can get their stadium and they can leave. They can stay. They don't want to leave Kansas City. But the next time it comes up for vote, if it gets shot down, that's when you got to worry.
Yeah.
That's when you got to worry. I watched for a decade, time after time after time, the city of Oakland not fixing that stadium. You're playing a football game, and there's a baseball diamond on your field. You're playing a baseball game, and you can see the lines for the football game out there. And half your stadium, part of your stadium when you're playing a football game is dirt because there's you got a baseball diamond out there. It was a matter of time before the Oakland A's and the Oakland Raiders said, see ya, I'm pulling the slots of one-armed bandits, I'm hitting the jackpot, and I'm headed to Vegas. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And, not everyone is as fortunate as, let's say, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, they just moved to Santa Clara. Santa Clara is just a county over. So there's a lot of wealthy counties in the Bay Area. And that's what I thought was going to happen with the A's, that they were going to like go to Santa Clara or Palo Alto or Redwood City. I didn't think they would actually end up leaving the Bay Area, but Vegas is willing to put that money out there and those luxury boxes sell. That's why you have to take care of Kansas City. Kansas City is rolling. They're too attractive of a team. They're too attractive of a team to leave the city. They're too loved in their city to leave it. But because they're winning so much and they got Patrick Mahomes for the next decade, teams in Texas, it just won't be Dallas. It'll be San Antonio will start eyeing and trying to get a team to come over. Don't be surprised. So if someone's going to have to give up the money. It's just a matter of time before that. I think the measure gets passed. They have no choice now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Before we go on break, though, we got a comment from someone on Twitch. It was Bush1G. They just said, "Hey, what's up? Have a good stream."
What's up, my man? Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. But with that, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to dive into our Monday special of dating horror stories. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll be back in a minute.